Yo, 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 what's happening, guys? METAVERSEMILLEN here. How are we all today? Back with another video. We're currently in LA right now. We're just looking at some more properties. I did purchase another property in Granada Hills, just adding onto the portfolio, just increasing the value in Granada Hills and overall just like minting out as many properties as I can, and then just driving up the price in the process. On Thursday, this Thursday coming, so that will be the 30th. We will be buying into Granada Hills, buying the floor, and also getting some properties for treasure hunting as well. So a lot of exciting stuff coming. So if you do like this content, please click that subscribe button. And today we're going to jump into the portfolio, the properties, everything. We're basically going to go forward and talk a little bit more about the investment putting into Upland, why I'm putting more into Upland, and basically the growth of this account and where I think this account's going to go in the future. So right now we're actually going into Granada Hills. I'll just put the neighbourhood on so you can actually see it right now. And then this is the actual kind of main hub of Granada Hills. This is where we're building out as much as possible. So this is where you'll see the factory, the showroom, my residence is here as well. And then you can also see the structures we're actually building right now. These two townhouses here, and then another one here, and also over here. And then we've got these two apartments going up as well. All these structures are just going to add to like the value of Granada Hills and also the racetrack going past. And then like I'll basically just be building up as much as I can going down the racetrack, trying to get about 40% ownership on the racetrack, to try and grow that as much as possible. And then once we get up to that stage, we should be up close to like 4 or 5 spark. We will be able to open the factory as well. So the factory is over here, so you can actually see, and once we get that online as well, we'll be able to start manufacturing assets and then sending it down to the lower LA and all this area here as well. So they're talking about transport a lot more coming into LA, coming into Upland, sorry, and like basically being able to move about your transport. I believe that'll bring a lot more players into the game and just another kind of way to actually like play and like just another kind of route to go down on Upland, which I'm really looking forward to seeing. And then we're just basically growing up the net worth as well. If you're new to Upland, Upland's a virtual property trading game. Every single property is mapped to the real world. You own the property on the blockchain once you buy it, and then you can buy it, sell it. You can do whatever you want with that, selling it for UpX, what is the in-game currency, or you can sell it for dollars as well, depending on how you want to actually go about the game. A lot of people sell for dollars trying to get money out of the game, but it struggles to get your 100% markup. But then a lot of players buy for dollars as well, including myself, and then just growing the portfolio. You can see right now we're sitting at 8,316,000 UpX, and then 961 properties, 12 collections, $1.91 in the bank, just because we can't afford to obviously buy another property, so we'll wait until we sell another property for dollars. But I don't plan to sell for dollars right now. This account is still growing. I don't plan to actually look at selling for dollars for a while. Everything I've sold for dollars is just to be able to test the market, and then I just put it straight back into Upland again. I've never withdrew this to my PayPal account. I don't want to actually start lowering my main account. I believe I'm growing this account as much as possible. And then this Thursday, what will be the 30th, we will be getting this close to 9 million, sorry. So at that point it'll be really cushy, probably about like 1,100 properties at that point, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but at that point we'll be basically in a good position for Granada Hills as well. What I will do is show the Granada Hills. Here is Upland, so the whole of Upland, you can see there's 306,000 properties left, and then there's 4.2 million, nearly 4.3 million properties in total. And then you can see all the properties, so unminted properties. These are properties what have been released on the map, but no one's actually bought them yet, so there's no first mint of that property. So these are still for sale for like the first owner of the property. And then you can see all the different places, so you can see LA. So this is the reason I got into LA at the start, because I know LA will take a while to mint out, so the price won't go up for a certain time. So I believe in like the next 2 to 3 years LA will be in a good position, and like places like Tokyo, London, LA, Sydney, all these kind of places I believe will do really well in Uplands. I just see it like as a growth over the next 5, 10, 15 years. I see LA as being a really strong position, so like looking at the long term, and it means I can get so many properties at a discount price in LA as well. So what I will do is, I believe like 306,000 is cool, and then once this number goes down, it means like the properties in Upland are worth more money. But they've got to balance that out by new city releases as well, because you want to bring in new players to the game. You want it still to be fun, but then you don't want there to be too many unminted properties on the market, because then there's so much competition. So you won't sell as many properties. When this goes down, I believe like Upland will be in a lot better place. So I believe they do look at the numbers and obviously the figures before they really release new cities. And then I do believe on the size of the actual properties what are unminted as well, because there's no point if 250,000 of these are all properties over 50,000 UPX, like 60,000 UPX, because then the new players coming in the game, these cities aren't really for them anymore. So I think it's cool how they actually go about releasing new cities, and I like to see this number going down. It'd be nice to see this at 250, 200,000 UPX, unminted properties, and then at that point, like, the properties will sell, I believe, a lot quicker. So that's what I love about Upland, like Dirk behind the economy and everything. So I do really believe in it, really stand with it, and that's why I like to invest. And like I was talking about at the start of the video, that's why I'm looking at putting probably another like $500 into the game of Upland, you know, growing the account, and then every single month going forward we'll try and put as much as we can back into the account. The last couple of months has been slow because we've not been able to invest, obviously coming from one job transitioning, so now I'm starting to settle down, Christmas, everything out the way, and then next year going forward it'll be looking really cool. You can see 136,534 properties in LA what are unminted as well, so this is like really good place to actually get really good properties. And this is what I talk about collections as well. If you get a collection, you can get a boost on it, so like you could get a 1.3 times boost, but then if they're selling these collection properties for 2-3 times what it's worth on mint price, you're not really making any money off getting those collections. But in LA and other places, you can get properties at like 40%, 45% markup for dollars, and then you can also get properties for dollars what are below the markup as well. So these kind of properties are really good. If you're coming into Upland with dollars, I would highly invest. Well, this is not financial advice, but I'd highly look at like the properties for dollar on the secondary market, because you can get some really good markups, and then you can use the property search to actually see the markup as well, which I'll show you in a minute. But what we're going to do is go over to LA quickly. I'll just find it. I did have it. I'm in LA, sorry, right now. So we'll go over to Granada Hills, and then you can see in Granada Hills, this is all the data. This is a node we're actually growing on Upland. We're trying to get this to basically as many players as possible. It's a really good place to actually get involved because it's really low buy-in right now, and then we plan to just grow it slowly, like investing, like putting more money kind of into the properties, buying the secondary market up as well so the floor rises, and then we'll also be tackling this unminted section, and then you can see a lot of other players are actually starting to tackle it now. So you can see since we last filmed, I think this was at like 2,840 or something like that, so we've sold 65 properties in the last like 4 days or something like that, so happy with that, you know. And then on Thursday come in all the money I'm making up X off sales, because I think I'll be buying probably like close to 25-30 properties on Thursday, and I'll be able to buy like the same on the Friday. I can only do like 30 transactions a day on my bank card, so I always have to keep the property sales below 25, just so if I use my card for other stuff in the day it doesn't get blocked, which it has done in the past. They're using Upland to actually buy property, but we plan to actually use all the UPX profit to grow the treasure web and then also put back into Granada Hills. So we believe we can get this down like really far, hopefully 2,500 properties by Christmas, maybe a little bit lower if we can actually push it. And then we'll be buying the floor as well, so any single property what's on the floor, you can see it's $4.76 now in Granada Hills, and then 9,900 UPX is the floor, so we have 98% markups, really cool. So we'll tackle this US dollar markup on Thursday, and then get this up close to like 70-80% markup, and then we'll kind of push it even further. But we will want to tackle the unminted properties as well, and then we can just keep raising it slowly. So I want players to be able to get in before we actually raise the price as well. And then I just want to talk about as well with the racetrack before we move on. This will be going through Granada Hills, and this is why I wanted to talk about it at the start, because I believe that players what are going to jump on will be able to see like what we're actually going to do and what we plan to do. So this is like a community, a node what we all stand behind, and we'll all work together to actually grow this node and actually make some really strong portfolio gains by investing into Granada Hills. And I do believe with the racetrack, I want to be upfront and let everybody know about future projects and that, so I stand behind that completely. I will always push like future projects and kind of stuff like maybe tweaks that the community can get involved with, and like maybe this would be a better idea, and I'm all for open. This is a video channel like YouTube. I have talked about it in the past, like it's a learning curve for me as well going forward, but this is one thing I really do stand behind. Like it's the entertainment value, trying to drive more people, more eyes to like Upland and in general like the actual communities. Yeah, I believe it's a good thing in bringing a racetrack and actually letting players know the location and like the actual track before you go and like submit it, and then actually see if the players like it or not. So a lot of players have been wanting the racetrack, so we've actually delivered, and hopefully everybody likes it, and I'll get into racing as well, and then we can just basically have some fun, do some live streams and talk to other players. Looking at going on other player like kind of podcasts and other stuff going forward as well, so we will be able to like push the message and like chat and see how other players are actually playing on the game. So really looking forward to that, building bridges like kind of with the community and other places, really getting into like Upland and actually the growth of it. Excited to see what's coming with transport, like the utility on the buildings. There's so much I want to talk about, but I'm going to keep it up for now. Like I'm just gonna like, yeah, you'll understand soon, but there's so much I want to talk about, but this is really the game that I want to be invested in for the rest of my life, and I do stand behind it. This account is going to be growing. We'll get this up to 9 million, then we'll push it to 10 million. We'll get the extra spark as well, so we'll be at 3.08. But remember, I get the daily logins as well, so every day you log in, remember to collect them. You'll get between 0.01 and 0.03 usually, so we'll push that up. And then also treasure hunting. I've got another 12 chests earlier. I'm going to treasure hunt a few more later after this video, and then we'll hopefully get another 0.02 spark. If not tonight, it should be tomorrow, and then we'll push and try and get another 0.02 as well before Friday. And then at that point we'll be at like 2.12, and then we hopefully can get like the daily weekly login, and get 0.02, 0.03, because I keep getting 0.01s. Hopefully that can push up to like 2.14, 2.15, and at that point it's growing. Like in a week, in 2 weeks we've pushed it, like it'll be close to like 0.15 spark, so 15% like in 2 weeks, 7.5% of a spark a week, and we're doing really well with it. We're still learning treasure hunting, but we're getting every single chest now, and we're not missing any. I do some on the bus on the way to work, and I do some at the house as well, using like UPX land to get all my sends and that, and then basically just like to buy property in the gaps as well. Every time I get a treasure, I look at where the treasure was and the best way to actually like allocate more properties. In the next couple of months we'll have a property in every single place on this LA map, and then eventually we'll be able to get more paper aeroplanes without using sends. So basically, if we're getting nearly 99% of the treasure right now, when we tighten up this map, we just make it so much cheaper. So we're already doing well with collecting the treasure. All we have to do is make it cheaper, because LA is a big place to actually treasure hunting. It gets quite expensive, and I use a lot of sends up, so the more places I can actually get just properties. So I will be pushing Granada Hills as much as possible, but the more properties I can get down in these areas as well means the more spark I can collect on the treasure hunts, and the cheaper they are, so I can hunt for longer as well, because I'm not using as many sends. And then all that spark just goes straight back into Granada Hills, which is where all the apartments are getting built and everything as well, so it does benefit Granada Hills in the long run. And then all these properties are actually getting built right now. An extra apartment got built because we collected the spark last week. So yeah, just basically trying to grow as much as possible. And then you can see a lot of other players are actually building in Granada Hills as well. There's more apartments going up down this side where the racetrack comes around. This is where the Metaverse will be. And then we'll try and build on this one as well. And then you can see we'll just try and buy some of these properties up as well, what are below the market, and then just try and grow Granada Hills out as much as possible. But there's so many buildings going up right now, and you can see we're actually 9 points up on the neighbourhood ratings as well, so really happy with that. Granada Hills is actually starting to get people talking, and people are actually hearing about it now as well, and like it's starting to tick in the community. So thank you so much if you support these videos and support Granada Hills. We will be following Granada Hills and growing it as much as possible over the next 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years, and then after that it will be the node for us. Like, we're not moving, we're not trying to take anything out of Granada Hills, we're going to grow it. We'll sell probably like 1% of the properties off to like players and stuff, but we want to hold a main portfolio like in Granada Hills. Hopefully I can have about 1,000 properties, and then always stay above that, and then just buy anything below the market after that. And then we plan to keep this like border on Granada Hills and actually make it a really good financial neighbourhood where there's a lot of investment, a lot of players coming in as well. So you've seen the first year, and then after the first 6 months we started Granada Hills. So it's basically been about 6-7 months, maybe 8 months of actually talking about Granada Hills, and it's come so far already. So we do plan just to keep on building and building, and it'll be cool to see where this is like next Christmas. Because hopefully it'll be fully minted out, and we'll be able to probably have about like 6 to 8 spark by that point as well, and more people investing into it as well. So I do see it growing and growing and growing. So yeah, thank you for all the support on Granada Hills. And then basically that's just what I wanted to jump on and talk about it. I had a problem with like my teeth the other day, so I've been like on the phone with the dentist and other stuff as well, so I didn't want to film. I wasn't feeling like right to film the video, so I'm still feeling a wee bit, but yeah, hopefully I'll be back tomorrow to film another video. Just wanted to jump on because it's been a couple of days. Yeah, hope you enjoy this content. Please like, subscribe and comment if you're not already. Really trying to push this account now to 1,000 subscribers, and once we hit 3,000 hours watch time, we will be able to get this account monetized, and then all the monetization money will go back into Upland. I'll show you behind the scenes of how this account makes money and other stuff as well, just like kind of how we make our thumbnails, how we film these videos, all this other stuff. Gonna look at buying a camera as well, like for my birthday in January, and like going forward maybe January, February time, so we'll have a 4K camera, so we can actually film more content. And then I'll also be looking at getting a professional microphone, so we can actually do some more like live streams and podcast side of stuff. So this channel is going to keep growing next year as well, so thank you for the support and bear with me. We're trying to put as much time as possible into Upland. So yeah, thank you for all the support, guys. Like, share and comment. If you're not already subscribed, click that subscribe button. Thank you so much for all the support. I've been METAVERSEMILLEN. Have a great night. Peace.